We use a pH meter to measure the pH of the distilled water before we add any 1 molar HCl. So the pH meter needs some time to stabilize the reading. Let's wait a little bit before we get a stable reading. So the pH seems to be stable a little bit. We can use this pH 7.34 as the pH for the distilled water. Now we are going to add 40 drops, 1 molar HCl into this distilled water, and 10 drops by each time. Alright, let's do it. I just added 10 drops of HCl in the distilled water, and let's see. We can stir it a little bit to make sure the solution is even. The solution is mixed really well, and let's see what's the new pH, and you record it on your report sheet. So after we add 10 drops of HCl, and we can wait for the pH meter to stabilize itself. Alright, it's 2.01. Okay, so that's the first drop, 10 drops. Let's keep adding. Another 10 drops. We stir the solution to make sure the solution is mixed really well. Okay, so we are going to add another 10 drops of HCl. Stir the solution again. Let it mix really well. Record a pH. Okay, we are going to add the last 10 drops HCl. recorded pH. So in this 50 milliliter beaker, we have another 20 milliliter of distilled water, and we are going to see how sodium hydroxide is going to affect the pH. So let's just measure the pH for distilled water itself. We will need some time for the pH meter to get a stable reading. So let's place a 50 milliliter of beaker inside this big beaker so that the small beaker won't tip off. Okay, so I'm going to do this, right? Okay. So this is the distilled water without adding any sodium hydroxide yet. So this is the pH with distilled water. Okay, so now I'm going to add 1 molar sodium hydroxide, totally 40 drops. I'm going to add 10 drops at one time. Okay, so we are going to add another 10 drops. So 1168 for the first 10 drops. Second 10 drops. Alright, third 10 drop. last 10 drops. So 12.02 for the pH. Let's add the last 10 drops. So stir it. Yeah, it's the pH now is 12.11. It's almost stable there. Okay, 12.11. So you can record it. Okay, let's do the next one. All right, 12.11, 12.12. Okay. Now it's procedure B. We are adding 20 milliliters of sodium acetate and 20 milliliters of acetic acid into a 100 milliliter beaker. We mix it, and the mixture will be the buffer solution we are going to use for the testing. So 20 milliliters of acetic acid. Twenty milliliters of sodium acetate. Sodium acetate. Mix them. Okay, so this is our buffer solution. So we just kind of swirl it, or we can use a piece of glass stirring rod to mix it really well. So this is a 20 milliliter acetic acid, 20 milliliter of sodium acetate. We are making a buffer solution. So So now we want to split this into beakers, and we are going to test with the addition of HCl and sodium hydroxide. We put half of this solution, 20 milliliters, in one beaker. Alright, so in this beaker, and we are going to test with HCl. And the remaining portion is also 20 milliliters buffer solution. So we have buffer solutions in two beakers. We are going to test HCl and sodium hydroxide. Alright. So this is a pH 4 buffer solution before we add any HCl. So now we are going to add 40 drops of HCl totally. We are going to do 10 drops at one time. Okay, HCl. So kind of stir it. All right, and wait until it stabilizes. .46. .50. Okay, 4.5051. This is after 10 drops. Let's add the second 10 drops. .46. Certain drops. .40. Last 10 drops. Oh, and I think we got 4.34 right before this. OMG. So now we just have a little bit, but I think I saw 4.34 after I mix it. So let's use 4.34 for the last point. Yeah, it's safer to place a 50 milliliter small beaker into a big beaker so that the The small beaker won't fall down. So now I'm doing this right now. So we are doing another half of the buffer solution, and we are measuring its pH without adding any sodium hydroxide yet. So let's see. Let's give a little bit time to stabilize the reading. So now the buffer solution reading, pH reading is stabilized. We can do a recording 4.56 for the pH. I'm going to add 40 drops of sodium hydroxide, NaOH, 10 drops each time. So let's do it. 1 molar sodium hydroxide. .59. Okay. Oh. Second 10 drops. Okay. 4.59. .63. Third 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Okay. 4.68, right? So I'm going to add the last 10 drops of 1 molar sodium hydroxide. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry. Okay, don't fall. 4.72. .72, 4.73. All right, so that's all for our experiment.